The time has come, ladies and gentlemen, the grand finale, sort of, to Kirby's Dream Course. Course 8, the biggest course, the toughest one the game has got. Here's King DeDeDe for a little surprise cameo before the final battle. Shame he never shows up in the actual course, to be honest, but we'll see what the game does with him after we finish these final 8 holes. Course 8 is just full of surprises. It's got crazy hole design. We got whales in the background, we've got a big old glacier in the background also, and look at this. What are those warps even for? Well, maybe we'll figure out what the warps are for later. I'm gonna tell you right now, it is possible to get all holes in ones on Course 8, but it is strictly TAS only. When they made Course 8, they basically said, okay, we're not gonna let anyone get all holes in ones this time around. Well, they did it. Somebody did it, at least. I mean, just look at this initial shot. This is kind of sort of what the hole-in-one method does, but I still have no clue how anyone is supposed to figure any of this out. For these first 4 holes, like, forget about getting a hole-in-one if you're a human. We kind of have to just figure out, like, I had to really experiment with some shots to even get this down to 3 shots. To get this hole in just 3 shots. But I managed it, though. And I had to get a little bit creative. So I'm going to use a curve shot here. And as we know, curve shots, they go in like a little swirly pattern. Like, you'll see what would happen. You'll see here what happens when your curve shot is 100% unimpeded. You just keep swirling into the central point, I guess. I don't know. So now this is, I really had to calculate this shot. It's the 3rd shot, so you know it's going in the hole. It'd be really embarrassing if I had to take more than 3 shots on any given hole. That was close. That was very close. That was the most precise shot ever. But I managed it. Maybe there are some more consistent 2-shot strategies, but for now, on to the next hole. Now this, it's pretty obvious what they want you to do here. You've got to use the dash plate and get all the way across that body of water, which is pretty simple. As soon as you hit the dash plate, just mash the A button, and you should be able to get across. Pretty easy if you know the trick, but I bounced over that enemy. That was very embarrassing. I should try not to do that. I mean, I had to get the flying enemy either way. So this is going to be another precise angled shot. Had to be very, very precise with it. But maybe this will get me in the hole? And it does! That took several retries. But fortunately, 2 shots, yeah, that's much better than having to take a 3rd. Now, now it gets even crazier because look what they want me to do now. These 2 trampolines, there's only 3 enemies, which makes this kind of deceptively easy, but in order to completely avoid the Gordo, we're gonna have to bounce on those trampolines quite a bit, actually. I mean, we have to hit the flying enemy, so bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. And hopefully we will hit that enemy. No, it doesn't look like we're going to. This is a good angle, though. If we're really careful... Well, actually, I know what we can do. We just have to hit this first enemy, go down the slope, and time the high jump just right, because I don't want to touch that green area. The high jump makes it so I don't have to, and being at a fixed speed, that was a very easy shot to work out, but the timing... You know, timing a high jump is a lot harder than it looks until you've done it dozens and dozens of times. Speaking of timing high jumps, look what you get to do now. Take your pick, ladies and gentlemen. Wheel or stone. Actually, it has to be wheel. We need that for the next hole. So I'm gonna hit the first enemy there, getting the high jump in the process, and then up we go. Now, while you are high jumping, you are indeed affected by the air vent, and that was very, very lucky. I was lucky enough to have enough speed to grab the wheel. Which means we miss out on stone, but we don't need it. Wheel is much more effective for mobility, which is good because in this next hole, they expect you to have wheel. Because now that you're past the first half of the course, now they're going to let you get holes in ones. Like, in general. Let's see if you can work out what you're supposed to do before I actually make the shot. What could it be? Well, here's your answer. First, you gotta use the wheel, and when you hit the barrier, the wheel flies up, and at that moment, you use fire. You have to use the fireball at precisely the right moment in order to grab both pumpkins. Which you would have to experiment a lot, again, because, like, how can you tell with this isometric view what the correct height is? But still, that's a hole-in-one for the ages. And it only gets crazier from here on out. The final hole, oh man, that is the best thing ever. The final hole is a very fitting end to this game, I feel. But guess what we have now? We have UFOs. And that's very good. I was getting sick of playing with the other power-ups. I want my UFO. The UFO is my darling. It's such an adorable power. So it should be pretty obvious what we have to actually do. Just grab a UFO and collect all the enemies. But we're going to need to put a little bit of speed into the UFO. As mentioned, the speed of the UFO depends on how fast you were going when you enter UFO status. So what I did was I put some backspin onto my shot while I was, since I was going to hit the slope. And then I grabbed the second UFO, and that allowed me to extend the amount of time I was in UFO mode. And then it's just a matter of timing your, hitting the B button to stop the UFO right over the hole. Very, very simple. Unfortunately, that's the last hole in the course with UFO. Well, this is going to be the last hole with UFO in it. And by golly, I'm going to make it a good one. This is the greatest, this is my greatest work in this game. Like I think this is the most beautiful hole I have ever played. So, part of me kind of wants to keep silent and just let everything roll out on its own, so here you go. I'm in the hole! You have no idea how fancy your finger work with the UFO turning needs to be in order for that to work. It was just... that was amazing to pull off. Like, that's almost a task, I think. Well, not almost a task, because, you know. Anyhow, the final hole. Now, this is the most amazing thing ever. The final hole is going to give us every power in the game, and we have to use all of them. That is amazing. I love it. So, here's how it's gonna work. First, we jump over the tree, and we grab the tornado, and again, using the fact that the tornado goes in the air for a little bit after you activate it. Oh gosh, this is going faster than I can talk. So we hit the freeze enemy, freeze the water, use the stone to stop on the wheel, use the wheel to go over the water, hit the fireball, use the fireball while you're in the air to grab the UFO, fly over to where the high jump is, and then time the high jump at precisely the right moment to get over the tree and into the hole. I said into the hole. Into the hole. Yes! That is the great... If it weren't for hole 7, I would say this was the greatest hole-in-one to end the game on, but, you know, we ended the game with 4 fantastic holes-in-ones, so that's very good. And the game isn't quite over yet. We're going to get our final gold medal here. With a lucky 13, no less. Now, I've been collecting a lot of gold medals, so you might wonder why I'm getting all gold medals aside from showing off. Well, it turns out that this game has lots and lots of unlockables for skilled players. And the screen will come up right here. What it's telling me here is that I have unlocked stuff. I've unlocked sound test, level select, and extra mode. Extra mode takes all 8 courses and changes them up, so we're gonna have to play through all of those eventually. But first, we have King DeDeDe. Now, this is also the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. They've made a boss battle for a golf game. Oh yeah! They made a boss battle for a golf game. So King DeDeDe comes out, and we have a giant robot. Now, unfortunately, this is the most boring final boss ever. What you have to do is make... like, all of your shots in this level are automatic full power shots, and you have to use top spin on him. That does the most amount of damage. He dies when he takes a certain amount of hits. Now, you've got to watch out for those little enemies that pop up, because if you get hit by one, I don't think I get hit by one at all, but if you get hit by one, then then you lose a life. That's what collecting all those extra lives is for. I think I get hit by one, but they're pretty easy to avoid. Now, you should basically always be using top spin. Oh, here I get hit by one, so you see what happens when you lose a life, but you lose automatically if the DeDeDe robot touches the green line, so that's what I'm using non-chip shots for. That's to keep him away from me, so I don't get hit by the big guy. And I think I lose another life here. Yeah. So just use, like, lots of top spin shots and lots of chip shots. Actually, I don't think spin affects how much damage you do, but oh well. Do I lose it? Yeah, I get hit again here. It would be very sad to game over and lose all those extra lives. And right there I had to wait so that the enemy goes right past me. And he was so close to dying that I should have just taken a chip shot eventually anyways, but, you know. That's how you beat the final boss of Kirby's Dream Course. And then it rolls the end credits. So that is Kirby's Dream Course. Really the most amazing combination of Kirby and golf I've ever seen. Actually, it's the only combination of Kirby and golf I've ever seen. Nintendo, are you listening? Hal, can we get Hal to make a sequel to this? I know it came out on the Virtual Console, but, you know, I think this would be just a great game to see a sequel or remake or whatever. I really just want a level editor. I mean, I haven't even done the multiplayer yet. The multiplayer is pretty cool. So it's just gonna roll through all the credits now, and as we see all the constellations, I guess, being fixed. Oh, hey, is that the secret world from Super Mario World? Nah, never mind. An umbrella. These are the lamest constellations I've ever seen, to be perfectly honest. Come on, Kirby, you can make better art than that. The Star Rod, okay, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, these credits are a little long, and you don't actually have to sit through them anyways, because you don't unlock anything for quote-unquote beating the game. Like, seeing this ending doesn't really do anything. What you're really supposed to do is collect all of those medals, because, let's see if I can remember right. If you get any medal on any course, if you get any medal on all the courses, you unlock extra courses for multiplayer, and if you get all golds, you unlock extra mode for the single player, which is what I'm gonna have to do next. So I'll see you all for that after we finish up Specialty Shot. There's absolutely nothing if you sit here for hours and hours and hours. There's nothing more to see. There really isn't. It's just that background image looping